Okay, I'm live. Apparently, Steve, if you can see me, I'm just being a bit of a donut. I am just, yeah, I'm a prize donut, according to Danny. Thank goodness. I don't often say thank goodness for Danny, but yeah, yeah, I actually I'd scheduled everything. I thought I'd done really well. I scheduled the whole live yesterday. What I hadn't done was make it public. So none of the links work. So it might just be you, Steve. You'd be welcome to run away at any point. But I know that Danny is here in the background anyway. So I've just had a cup of tea. I have lost my original message. Let me just see. Are there always these? I had said that I was just going to go and make a cup of tea, and that message has that message has disappeared as well. So yeah, anyway, hello Margaret, lovely to see you here. Danny's here, as you can see, and Steve. Yeah, I've got live chat on. I've got monetization. It's only tea, I promise you. Monetization off, so hopefully we won't be approached or interrupted by any adverts. Hi Ruthie. And yeah, I really don't know how it's going to go this evening. Hi Siggy, hello Anna. I've got a new microphone and I've got a new camera, and of course this is the first time that either of them have been tested, so it's just all fingers crossed here. Yeah, so really nice to see you. The other thing that's going to be happening very shortly, I imagine, it's 7 o'clock. I'm hoping to go on till about 8. We'll see how things go. But I've got a great big window there, and you might see that's quite a lot of light coming in from this side. And it's going to be going dark because it's getting dark earlier now. We're at the garden now. We're usually back by sort of 8 o'clock at the very, very latest, and it's dark because are we in autumn? Who believes in the there's the meteorological autumn, and there's also the other one. Come on, Steve, you'll know what that is. Put it in the chat and I'll be able to tell you what it is. Anna can hear me in both ears now. Thank you, Anna. Yeah, I was having trouble with the other microphone that I've got for when I'm filming. I only had it on mono, so I was having people complaining in the comments that it was only coming through on one ear of their headphones. So yeah, meteorological autumn, or come on, what's the other one? And which one are we in? Because some people say that the beginning of September we start autumn, is the beginning of autumn, but the astrological. Hi Nancy, nice to see you. Come on, no one's helping me out here. Okay. Yeah, Anna is just a couple of rooms away as well, bless her. Is it astronomical, Steve? I was wary of saying that because I thought I would be I would be laughed at, but yeah. So are we in the astronomical autumn or meteorological autumn? I think we're meteorological at the minute. So okay. Right. Danny is moderating for me. Thank you, Danny. I've got Anna. Hi, George. I've got Anna moderating as well. So thank you both for helping me out with the chat tonight. Who knows where this is going to go? If you were here a month ago, I did basically an off-the-cuff live chat. I can't remember if I had a video out or not that week, but I remember thinking I just fancy having a bit of a catch-up. So it was a really last-minute thing. And I said, would people like to do it again? And to be honest, I know, Danny, for example, you will know, doing a live chat every week is quite a task. So I did suggest, would people like me? Or I asked if people would like if we just had a get together really once a month. And the answer was yes. So here I am. So hopefully this will be something that will be the first Friday of each month. And yeah, and we'll just catch up. There's no particular agenda. I've got a couple of things I'd like to bring up, but it will be all about you really and what you'd like to talk about in the chat. So yeah, if you have got anything at all that you'd like to discuss? Hi, Jane. How's you? I know we are fine. Thank you, George. We are fine. We've got life going on in the background, as everyone has, which is never straightforward. But as far as the garden goes, it is our sanctuary more than ever at the moment. Sorry, I'm going all over the place here. Yes, if you've got a question, I was going to come back to that. Put it in capitals, because the likelihood is I might not see it. If I can explain how a live goes, I've got my computer screen in front of me with the chat on, but I'm looking at the camera. When I look down like that, it's because I'm reading the chat. It's not because I'm ignoring it. I'm not watching telly in the background. So when I'm looking down, I'm reading the chat. But that means if I'm talking to you and looking at the camera, I can't always see everything that's going on in the chat. So if you put any questions at all or anything you'd like to say, discussion points or whatever, in capital letters, it'll make it a lot easier. But George is saying you've still got your tomatoes growing and ripening on your patio. Well, it's been so mild, hasn't it, George? I mean, I've got to be honest, I think last year, I know I was certainly picking tomatoes in the polytunnel until well into October. But I think this time last year, most of my outdoor tomatoes had succumbed to blight. And so I deliberately didn't grow any this year outdoors. And of course, touch wood, blight has been fairly non-existent here in the UK, as far as I know, certainly in my area, because it's been so dry. It's been dry and warm. So, yeah, you think so? Yeah, Steve's saying about they'll probably keep going into November outdoors. Do you think so, Steve? Do you think we're going to have it's going to continue quite mild until November? We just don't know. Hi, AD. Hello. And right, Bexar of the Garden, Texas Zone 8B. Right, okay. Bexar, you've told me your name before. Please put your name in the chat. Stella, lovely to see you as well. I've had no blight at all, George, this year. But this time last year, it was so damp last summer. That's what I was thinking. Again, here in the UK, we have had such a long dry spell. We were all, wishing for rain and doing little rain dances in the gardens. And then over the last week, certainly over the last couple of days where I am, the heavens opened. I don't know about you, AD. AD is about 10 miles away from me. And if you had the same downpours we had flash floods, we had roads closed. It filled up the water butts, but it did make me think, here we go now. The blight has got to be waiting. There's been hardly any slug damage, maybe a little bit earlier on in the season. It just hasn't been damp enough, So the dry weather, there's been a lot to say for it in a good way. But yeah, it has kept away this. I think they're the main things for me. It's kept away the slugs and the blight. But now we've had rain, I do wonder. Let me just have a look. See, I'm looking at the chat, aren't I? If I'm looking at the chat, I am not being rude. So, Danny, you're taking all yours out. Well, Eve, oh, right. Okay, Steve, the whole country is on a blight alert. Yeah, I can understand that. That makes sense. It's pronounced bear for you. Spanish word. Oh, okay. So I'm calling you Bexar, like Pixar. But it's bear. Okay, hi, bear. I'll have to make a note of that. If it just ignore the X. Okay, I'll do quite well. You did pick tomatoes in December 4 years ago. Was that outside, George? My goodness me. Good grief. And yet, Stella, honestly, the rain was incredible. We had some thunder as well, and it was just so refreshing. My tomatoes have taken quite a long time to ripen this year. And I've got to say, compared to previous years, on your social media, you'll get, or even like just on your camera roll, you'll get memories of a year ago, 2 years ago. So I keep having trugs of tomatoes popping up. And I've got to say, this year I haven't got that at all. But it might be because I've grown more beefsteak type tomatoes. And so you get fewer of them per plant. However, Mike's tomatoes taken quite a while to ripen, but that's because he's been too busy doing other things, which I'll come back to. But he needs to remove a whole load of leaves on his. He's got them growing outside and filling his polytunnel. He's grown mainly San Marzano and Roma for sauces. They have been incredible this year. He's absolutely put me to shame this year. So, yeah, you've had a great harvest, Danny. I've seen yours. But you're cutting your losses now before you have a grey, dusty mess. Yeah. Gardener's Delight. I think I grew them years ago, but I haven't really. I don't think I've tried. I think I've done Moneymaker as a standard this year. But I must say, I was talking to Mike before. Of course, wherever you grow your tomatoes, you can't walk past all the plants, can you, without just picking one off and having a little chomp away as you walk by. But there's one of my tomatoes, and it's either the honeycomb or the sun gold. I've got a feeling it's the sun gold. It actually tastes quite bitter, to the extent that I thought maybe I had something on my hands. Maybe I'd been, picking something else and it was bitter on my hands, but then I had something else, another tomato, really absolutely so sweet. So I don't know. You know that my cucumbers were bitter. The White Wonder were horrendous, which I put down to, well, it could have been that there were too many male flowers or that it was too dry, but they were awful. But I've got to say, this tomato is not tasting great at all. So, yeah, Gardener's Delight. They are a good old standard, aren't they, George? Nagina. Now, I do hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Yes, I have heard of that. Now, again, Danny, is that one of yours, Nagina? Yeah, there we go. I must admit, I've never, ever tried them. And each year I say to myself, I'm not going to try any new ones next year because I've got the ones that I like. I know what works well. I know what grows for me. And then something like Nagina turns up and I think, oh, go on, that sounds so good. Gardener's Delight cherries for years outdoor in a cage. Okay, Margaret. Okay. They don't get blight. Brilliant. So, oh my God, 7 foot tall, Stella. Stella, hold on. Now I'm looking back. In a polytunnel, outdoors, indoors, outdoors, how are they going? Okay, so they're plum tomatoes. Great. So they'd be great for sauces then. Are they an F1? And the reason I'm asking that is because obviously if they're F1, they are not going to come true to seed, true to type next year. But if they are not outdoors, my goodness me, that is incredible. But if they're not F1, you can't save the seed. And if you can't save the seed, I can't bother Danny for some seed. Oh, here comes Michael. Okay, he's just passing a note. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. I've just had a note to say, yes, you can hear my phone going off and I need to put it on mute. I have got my phone here as well, so I'm getting messages at the same time. Okay. Right, Danny, what's happened? You've been unmoderated. I don't know how to add you on again. Let me just see. Add as moderator. There we go. Add as moderator. There we go. Right. Danny, does that work? Are you a moderator now? Okay. Nagina are an F1. Yeah. I've got to say, out of all the ones I've grown this year, I remember Alice's Dream were the ones that completely blew me away last year. This year, they're nice. Again, they're save seed. And I do think you can save seed to an extent, but after a while, they don't, they wane a bit. It's always good every now and then. Hey, you're back, Danny. Great. Every now and then, it's just great to refresh your seed, maybe. So, oh, your dog keeps eating the tomatoes, but fortunately, Rocky doesn't seem to like vegetables. So, yeah, we're not too bad on that yet. So, okay, Steve, here we go. Pick your red tomatoes as soon as they start to go pink. They have reached a breaker point and the plant does nothing to assist in ripening. By leaving them on the vine, you risk pest and sun damage. Yeah, well, that's all right if you've got a red tomato, Steve. What if they're yellow or one of these like reddy green type ones? That's a good question. Now, AD's asking you, Danny, is that the best F1 out there for plum tomatoes? Now, AD knows his tomatoes. We've got the Grushovka. I'm always saying that wrong. Grushovka, whichever it is, Grushkova, whichever one it is. Tomato. Mike's got that growing really, really well. I had one plant in my polytunnel this year of the Grushovka, and it's the lack of water. I am not disciplined enough to do the watering properly. I need to get myself a really good watering system, whether it is a physical watering system or whether it is just a list that I put on the door and tick each time I go in to tell myself that I've watered. But Mike's Grushovka that he's grown outside have done really, really well, AD. So thank you so much for that. 10 plump tomatoes for ranch. I'm going to have to try and get those. Okay. Yeah, that's the best use for a wine fridge, isn't it, Bear? Put your tomatoes in there. There's never wine in there. It goes too quickly. Yeah, might give it a go. Blueberries this year, Margaret. What is it with me and blueberries? Pots in the ground, acidic soil, add coffee grounds, all sorts of things. I've got 2 plants. In fact, I've got 3 plants now. In fact, Mike has bought another 2 plants for his plot, and we still aren't getting blueberries. So one day, that's almost my thing that I've got to do. One day I'll have a good harvest. I had a handful, which was better than the year before. So go for a yeah. So that's what I'm aiming for. The rest of the fruit, though, this year, I think, tell me if you agree in the comments, I think the soft fruit this year, apart from blueberries, has just been off the charts. Strawberries, raspberries, tayberries and blackberries, not so much, but the blackberries in the hedges, oh my goodness, not only have they been fantastic, but they've been so early. We've had this early autumn, haven't we, because of the dry weather. But yeah, fruit this year, apples. Every time we come back from the plot, we are bringing apples back. So anyway, I've got 101 recipes to preserve apples, but I've got to say none of them particularly appeal for me. We've done chutney, we've done apple sauce, we've got the apple crumbles in the freezer. Come on, give me a really inspiring apple recipe. Stella, I think the solar-powered self-watering systems, I like the idea of those, but the problem is the ones I have seen water from above. And in the polytunnel, that's where I tend to grow my tomatoes, and I don't want them watered from above. I want some sort of solar watering system that will water the soil. So more with a, soaker hose, that sort of thing. You can probably get them. I'm sure you can probably get them. But yeah, courgettes were late this year as well, Stella. Mine were, but they've made up for lost time. Apple cider. We have got a fruit press. We've got a very small, it's like a starter fruit press, and we made we squished a whole load of grapes. There's a video on the channel somewhere of us using the fruit press, setting it up and starting it. And the grape juice itself was really, really nice, I thought. But later that evening, Mike was violently ill. So it might have been the grapes. I was fine. But yeah, we've been a bit wary of it ever since. But we could do the amount of apples we've got. We need a great big one. I don't know. There must be somewhere where you can hire them, because it's not just the press itself, it's the masher. You would need the masher as well to mash your apples so it will go through the press. But apple jelly, yes, I have tried that, Stella, some time ago now. It must be a few years ago. I haven't tried that. Again, I made grape jelly a couple of years ago, and I think that put me off. I think it's one of those who've still got a few jars at the back of the cupboard that nobody else wanted. Yeah, okay, that's a second for cider, Steve. Who'd have thought you and Danny would, say cider? I've met you. Apple jelly, that's another one for apple jelly then. Okay. Yeah, I must look out for solar watering systems that water from below then. Um, but you can see my point, my issue with having it watering from above, because I don't want these tomato leaves to get over wet. Hi, Karen. Nice to have you here. A dripper hose for the system. Yeah, I could do that. I mean, to be honest, I think about it and then I see like Danny, I'll get one going on his videos and it all looks really good. And I think, what a great idea. And then I just don't do it. You know what I'm like. I'm not naturally a gadget person, although I am getting that way, which is a bit scary. Oh, right, Nancy. Okay, so you can use the cores and the peel for apple jelly. I suppose you can, because I'm assuming you strain it. That would make life a lot easier, wouldn't it? If I didn't have to cook. I've got one of those old-fashioned, I wish I had it here actually, one of those old-fashioned peely corer things where you stick an apple. It's really weird. I can see myself, but I'm doing it backwards in the thing. You stick an apple on a sideways spike, a horizontal spike, and then you wind a thing round and it's got a little peeler, tiny little thing that goes round, and it peels your apple for you. But then I still have to core it by hand. And it always, it always misses. It doesn't get the whole core right. So that's a nice idea. Yeah, I like that. That's made it even better. Hi, Debs. Nice to see you here. Yeah, I have invited Danny several times in the hope that he'll always say no. But no, I haven't. It is an open invitation. And if Danny wants to come up and set a solar-powered watering system for me and a few other things and sort out the top shed, he's more than welcome. He's more than welcome. So let's have a look. So we've got apple jelly. I haven't finished my cup of tea. I've been talking too much. Apple jelly, I'm going to make a note of that. That's one of the things. We have got so many things at the moment being preserved in our kitchen because, of course, with Mike being retired this year, it is apple moonshine. Yeah. Oh, yes, you could bring my piece of glass as well, Danny. Yes, with Mike being retired, he is being absolutely full on with his allotment this year. And I'm sure you're all the same. You are all sort of losing your kitchen counters or kitchen tables or wherever you put your harvest underneath a whole load of vegetables. And that is very much what our kitchen looks like at the moment, which is a shame because I teach in the kitchen. I do my tutoring in the kitchen. I need my kitchen table. So, several times a week, I'm just having to go getting rid of apples, onions, courgettes asunder while I actually clear a space to do a little bit of teaching. But yeah, with Mike doing it as well, I can't tell you how many jars we've collected. At the moment, we must have 50 and counting. But he has also been pickling like a madman. He has got really, really into preserving. He's been canning. Would that be right? Which I've never understood. So water bathing, where basically you do things in jars and then put them in I don't know what it is. Is that more of an American thing, I think? But yeah, to try and save us room, because every year the freezer just gets full of those little rectangular boxes. So we have got pickled courgettes. We have got pickled shallots. We do want to try your lovely pickled shallot recipe, Steve. That looks fantastic. Yeah, all sorts of chutneys. I have pickled some padron peppers. We've got so many different tomato and aubergine type things. We've done really well with aubergines this year for the first time ever. But yeah, so pickles and preserves. Jams, I've got my jams and jams. Let me just see. South Texas. I bet you can grow stuff there that we would give our eye teeth for, Bear. I bet you can grow citrus. I was talking to a friend today who's got 2 apple trees on her plot. And again, like most of us, well, maybe not you, Steve, in your comments. Like most, she's got so many apples this year, and she lives on her own, and so she's boxed as many up as she can, and she's giving them away. And she said, she confided in me today. She said, I don't really like apples. I mean, they are lovely apples. She said, I'm more of an orange person, and we were just saying how wonderful it would be if we could grow oranges in this country, oranges, lemons, limes. I know you can if you've got the right gadgets, but just, how wonderful. But then the grass is always greener, so we might not be able to grow onions. We might not be able to grow apples. It would make a big thing. Let me just catch up. Green tomato chutney. Yes, I've done that before. Yeah, at the end of the season. It's a nice way to use up your green tomatoes. I wish I'd brought it up, actually. I wonder if Anna, who's in 2 rooms away, could go and get my jam book from downstairs on the green sofa. We shall see if that arrives. It has got so many recipes, but it's got so many different types of jam. It's got marrow jam, which I'm sorry, I'm sure it's very nice, but doesn't appeal. But it's actually got green tomato jam as well, which is, maybe it's a thing. I know green tomato curry is lovely. Mike's Head. Right, currently you're canning. Okay, Stella, okay. What are you canning? Let me know. Paul Berry cookies, I bet. Paul, you've joined. Paul is my brother. And if you know anything about my family, you will know that he's going to be putting some quite strange comments in the chat. So we won't ignore him. We'll humour him. Let me just see. Everyone guess what's in the box. Okay, right. Okay, so it's a box. Speak to your dahlias. Discovered canning this year. I'm never having the glass. I've given myself. I've got ivy growing through the spot where the glass should be now, and it's actually quite nice. Tomato chutney. What's in the box? It's a mystery box. Okay. Okay. Grapefruit and peaches. Oh my goodness, Bear, if you saw the trouble I had with my apricot tree earlier on this year, it died because we dug it up and removed it and damaged the taproot, and so it was our own fault. But I was dreaming of picking apricots. I can't imagine how fantastic would that be, just to have the smell of the ripe peach. Melons, incredible. Although I've grown Queen Anne melons this year, which are meant to be small, but these are about that size. I shared one with Mike. Honestly, it was one gulp each and it was gone. But the smell, ripe peaches must be incredible. Right, everyone guess what's in the box. I don't know what box you're talking about. I've missed the box. Pandora. Is there a good one? Off I go. Not promoting, but I have a green tomato. Have you, Steve? I'm making a pasta garlic, onion, and basil. Garlic, onion, and basil. You cannot go wrong with that. The box behind me. Oh, that box. This box. Okay. This box. I don't think anyone will have guessed that. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. And Anna's coming up with things. She's coming up with things to show me. Okay, did anyone guess? Top of the Tots, Pop Party Volume 1. This would have been a 45 record. Do you remember 45s? Danny, you won't remember. Okay, how about those? Okay, these are basically off a shelf I had. When I had my office bit upstairs, I had a shelf, a little nook where I had my sewing machine, etc. And I had all sorts of bits and pieces. So I've got my old, that is very sewing bee, isn't it? My old wooden sewing bobbins. And basically, when I moved out of there, Mike's now got his studio where he's doing all his painting and everything up there. And I moved out and brought, a hook, all my gubbins with me. So yeah, so I bet none of you guessed that. Look, a fake rat. Fake rat, old boxes with things and a password. So yeah, here we go. This is quite nice. Thank you. This is quite nice. I've got... Is that you and Rue, Jane? Hold on. You know me too well. Texas is a wine country. Oh, add a tablespoon of sugar. Yes, that is a great idea. The sugar with the tomatoes, absolutely fantastic. Look at these beautiful. I know you mentioned the box and you asked what was in there, but look at these beautiful, beautiful old cards. This is the sort of thing I've got way too many of in my house, just because they're just such lovely things. Okay, yes, I know. This fake rat came out to play last Halloween, didn't it? That was lovely. I really don't know what's in this box. Nothing. Okay, so that's what's in the box. So maybe a little bit of a surprise. Lily the Pink. Anyone remember that? You'll remember that, Steve. Sugar, Sugar, Tweedledee, and Yellow Submarine, of course. And would they have been sung by the original artists? No, they wouldn't, because they were incredibly scary. There we go. Just look at that scary thing. Anyway, I've got it in a box. So there we go. There we go. You didn't expect that. Right. Okay. Is that a placemat? Let me catch up. Is that you and Rue? Oh, on the cover, I see. Is that a placemat? No, it's a record, Danny. They're before your time. I can never open my box. I don't want to know what's in your box, Steve. What do you teach? I teach primary English and maths, Nancy. So I have children come to me after school. I'm a qualified primary school teacher, but I've done my time now teaching in schools and is now a tutor, which I love. I absolutely love teaching children. There's a ghost shadow. Don't know what that is. Is that me? Have I got a ghost shadow? Teaspoon of sugar helps the medicine go down. Did you see a ghost too? Oh my goodness. Canned tomatoes, add lemon juice to make them acid. Oh, okay. I'll pass that on to Mike, actually, Nancy. Oh, hi, Steve. Nice to have you here. Runner beans. Okay, now, if you've just changed, you've turned my conversation on a sixpence there, Steve, because runner beans this year, just none. Mind you, I tend to grow runner beans for the beans inside rather than the pods. But French beans were awful this year. Absolutely terrible. And yet, Danny, I'm sure he'll tell you in the chat, couldn't get moved, wading through runner beans he was. So, yeah. So I do sort of miss them. I didn't think I'd ever say I'd miss runner beans, but I do. So next year, I'm definitely going to make more of a thing. And I know what it was. I had the line where I put the beans in way too close to the edge of the path, which is wood. The line where I put the beans in was round about there. So it just got too dry. I mean, who'd have expected it to be as dry as it was? Hello, Joe. Nice to see you. Okay. Did you really teach A-level maths, Steve? Yeah? Okay. It must be a long time ago because it hasn't been O-levels for a while. I was O-levels. Why keep a fake rat? Stella, how long is a piece of string? The stuff we've got in our house, we've got 2 more rats. And in fact, the 3 of them, the 3 little rat brothers, we had them as 3 blind mice for something. I don't know what it was for, probably a little theatre thing. Okay, loads of French beans. Did you grow the yellow ones? Oh, well, I grew, now I thought they were Necker Gold, but they might have been golden sweet, or it might have been a mix of the 2. And I only got a few, and they are lovely. I don't know, again, if it's psychological. I feel like the yellow ones are just that much creamier, more buttery. Really, really lovely. Okay, brilliant. One of the questions I was going to ask, Stella, and I want everybody to have a good think about this. Put the answer in the comments and we'll see if there's any repeats, if anyone says the same thing. What is the one thing you have grown this year that you will never grow again? Dwarf French beans, eh? I'm going to give you a second. 1990s, yeah. Last century, Steve. Thank you for all the canning tips. Okay. Danny, I do not believe you're not going to grow courgettes again. I do not, unless, don't you like, are you the very strange person who doesn't like courgettes? I think maybe you are. So I'm not even going to say that, Steve. I'm not going to say that. For me, those cucumbers, Siggy, those white wonder cucumbers, well, that's another thing I'm not going to grow. But I will be growing cucumbers again. But the one thing I will definitely not be growing again is the Aztec broccoli, which, if you may have seen me tasting it, I was not a fan of. I tasted it raw, which apparently you're supposed to like wilt it or stir fry it. So in fact, last night I picked some more because it's really, really, I hate to use the word abundant, but it's really growing well. It's these huge bushes now. I wish I did like it. But I picked some last night. I thought maybe I haven't given it enough of a chance. Eating it raw, it's not the right way to go. So I brought some home, and Anna and I both tried some. Again, no, not good. Although Mike did try a little bit and said it was quite nice. I think it had gone over a bit again. It just tasted bitter. So, okay, well, courgettes, yeah, they can be tasteless, Danny, but it can depend on how you prepare them, how you cook them. The ones I've grown this year that have been fantastic are the white-skinned ones, Bianca di Trieste. And again, I don't know if it's psychological because they've got a white skin. I tend to think they're softer. The skin does seem softer, and they just taste they're creamier. They taste creamier, and I think that's what I meant with the Necker Gold and the Golden Sweet. They taste that creamier. So, yeah, you're not going to bother, Debs. You know what, though? I bet you if you go a year without growing something, if you go a year without growing courgettes, it'll get to next summer and you'll start seeing pictures of people coming out with lovely courgettes and look at this, look at that. And you'll think, oh, I wish I'd grown some. You only need one plant. Okay, yeah, you Stella. Okay, yeah, there is a difference in the type of courgettes. Like with anything, they all taste different. You know, if you were only going to grow one tomato, you know, and say, I don't like it, I'm not going to grow a tomato, I would have to have you down the polytunnel testing them all out. She's again. Oh, lovely to have you here, Steve. Thank you for coming. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you've tried Bianca di Trieste and the Romanesco. Yeah, that's what I've tried. Oh, right. Okay. That sounds interesting, Beth. Thank you so much. Yes, will do. Okay. Lovely to see you. Thank you. Right. Let me just show you what Anna came along with when I was talking about preserves. All right. Okay. My Damson Jam. She's brought me one that's got a nice wobbly label on. But if you look, in fact, if I show you how to do it, if you can see, that's a little bit solid. And I know why the lid went down. I know why that is solid, because I used my jam thermometer, and instead of hanging it above the pan, I had it resting on the handle of the pan, but the bottom was on the bottom of the pan. So as soon as I put it in, it reached a boiling point. It went straight up to 104. And I thought that can't be right. So then I was doing the wrinkle test with it, and it wasn't wrinkling at all, which is why you put a little bit on a frozen saucer, wait a few seconds and then just push it, and if it wrinkles, it's ready. Doing that, it took forever. So in the end, I just basically boiled it, and the kitchen was starting to smell very lovely, but also a little bit like toffee, which was a worry. I turned it off. So it's actually really nice, but it's solid. I don't know. Anyway, what else have we got? Mike has got his. Oh no, these are mine. These are the ones I did, but Mike's done the label. These are the pickled Anaheim peppers, and they have got garlic, and I think they've got fennel seeds. Look, I'm going one way, it's going the other. Fennel seeds in as well. Now, it's a shame Steve's gone, because Steve said you're supposed to wait for them. Let's see if I can get it a bit better. You're supposed to wait for them to go red before pickling them, but I must admit, we've had a jar of these, and they are fantastic. Let's have a look. Oh, thank you. Thumbs up would be lovely. Yeah, that's true, Adi. That's true. Everyone is giving them away. Right. Okay, though. But Can we just have a little guess here as to what this might be? Damson jam is delicious, Stella. It's really got quite a deep flavour. It's quite tart, but it's got loads of sugar in. Right, okay, come on then. Right, okay. Anyone? Thank you, Joanne. That's lots of things. No comment. Right, thanks, Debs. Okay, yeah, maybe I am holding. Is it better if I hold it that way around? It probably isn't. But there we go. There we go. It's actually you know, Danny, that's why I put it up there, because I thought, I wonder if anyone thinks it's mangel wurzel. It's not. It's a radish. And excuse the microphone. It's a radish that I've grown in my, let's put it that way, in that trug. If you remember, I got a trug for free earlier on in the year. And the base of the trug, so it's like a lovely raised bed, but the base of the trug goes like that. And I think because the base of the trug goes in, this has started to go down. So it wasn't able to go straight down. But it is a radish, and it's a large radish. Yes, Jane. It's a large radish, as in it's grando something. It's not a Chinese radish. I've grown mooli before, didn't like them. But it's actually, when you look at it like that, you might think that's going to be really, really woody and not very nice. Fried, stir fry, that is perfect. It's actually really nice raw, but it's quite hot. But in a stir fry, anything else like that, it's really, really good. All right, okay, that's interesting, Nancy. So damson, how can we explain what a damson tastes like? It's basically like a very intense plum. And like I say, quite a deep taste. That's the only thing I can say. So now, hold on. Have I got the live chat here? You know what? I've got it. I'm just running a little bit behind. That is so kind of you. If I can point out at the bottom, I don't know if you can see at the bottom of the chat, is there somewhere to thumbs up at the bottom of the chat? I'm not sure, because I see a different screen to you. Danny, can you see one? I'm not quite sure. But yes, that's my radish, which I was quite pleased with. But my preserving book that I swear by, I've still got a cup of tea, 1 second. It was recommended by Robin from Robin Gardens last year. No, it wasn't. It must have been a couple of years ago. I don't know if you can see how well used it's been, but it is covered in bits of sticky jam and sticky fingerprints because it has been so well used. Can you see that? Marguerite Patton. And it's, what's lovely is it's like a proper old-fashioned book. I don't think it's got any, can you see? Any illustrations in, but it goes from, if I just show you where apples is, the very first thing is alcohol. Okay, because apples, we have got apples here, and this is everything, carry on down, up to the next line, carry on down, all the way to there, of so many different things. Look at that, Struper butter and Struper. What on earth is that? I don't know, but this is just such a fantastic book. I'm not linked or anything like that, but it's a proper old-fashioned book. I love it. And it's got things like plum ketchup, damson ketchup, that sort of thing. So, oh, Danny's been on Google. That's very interesting. All right, okay, so you can grow it over there, but I think the thing is here, damsons are very much a sort of thing that you'll have in over, say, the hedgerow. It's bigger than the hedgerow. So you'll have trees on country lanes and that sort of thing. You tend to get damson trees. You'll get sloes. You do get wild plums as well. So they're sort of something you can pick. You can go and forage for. But a lot of people grow them in the gardens. And we've been really lucky that we've actually had one planted on the plot, and this year has just been crazy. Yeah. What zone are you in, Nancy? Oh, you're zone 5. Okay. It is. They are. When I keep saying about the damsons being a really deep flavour, that's what I mean, Joe. They're just intense, aren't they? I've got to admit, raw, they're a little bit too intense. But oh my goodness, making a jam, unless you de-pip every single one beforehand, what I tend to do is strain as many of the pips off the top as I can once it's boiling. But it's yeah. Right, okay. What else was I going to say? What are you all preserving? Oh, we had the worst crop. Hold on. We had the worst crop from Stella. Danny's not going to grow courgettes again. I'm not going to grow Aztec broccoli again. What else are people not going to grow? And conversely, I love that word. What are the favourite things? What's the best crop that they definitely want to grow again next year? Let's try and twist it. Let's flip it over. What's been your most successful thing this year that you were really pleased with? It can be something you've grown before, but that's really knocked your socks off this year and you're going to grow again. Let me know. I'm just going to wait. Will you let me know? It could be that I have got a lag on the chat, you know. I can't think what it would be for me. My best crop that I'm going to grow again. Oh, I'm very pleased with my loofah, but the loofah I grew from seed didn't come very well. Oh my goodness. Padron peppers. Oh, always, definitely. This year they have just been beautiful. Uchikikuri, my favourite squash. Absolutely. I am with you there, Jennifer. Hello. I haven't said hello to you yet, but that is brilliant. Pixie cabbages. Yes, I've seen them on your channel, Danny. I've seen them on Claire over at the Farmyard Garden. They look amazing. That's what's lovely, isn't it? You see someone else growing them and you think, I've got to give them a go. They look really good. More pumpkin and squash. More soft fruits. Oh, yes, your pink fair apple potatoes, Adi. Did they grow okay? I think I saw that they were okay. So I don't know if you've tried them yet. They're a devil themselves to try and wash because they've got so many knobbly bits on, but they are lovely. Garlic and tomatoes. You're going to grow more garlic and tomatoes. You can never have too much, can you? They are standard things that just work really, really well for preserving for this time of year, you know, because we're getting to the stage very soon where we're not going to be able to eat so much fresh stuff, but we're going to be hitting that winter season. I can't believe I'm talking about winter already, but where we're starting to look to the store cupboard and see what we've got preserved already. Yeah, Danny, I saw smoked paprika. You can't grow smoked paprika. You can grow paprika peppers, but surely you smoke them afterwards? I don't know. Cape gooseberries. Again, Dunk. Hello. I hadn't said hello, Dunk. Hi. Cape gooseberries. I did try them a few years ago. And then who did I see? Kerry talking about she's grown some this year from Dog on the Plot. And I looked at them and again, I'm thinking I'm going to give them another go because mine weren't that good. So I might give them another go next year. Yeah. Greens, lettuce, kale. Can't go wrong with kale, Nancy. It is our absolute. We absolutely love them. Shishito. I've got to be careful with that one. Shishito peppers. Okay. And the blue banana, Guatemalan squash. Oh God, I'm so glad it's grown for you. One of our neighbours we gave some seeds to. In fact, we might have given him a plant. He came to our doorstep the other day and said, what am I supposed to do with this? And he'd actually harvested it a bit too early. But it's huge. It's like a torpedo. You'll have to let me know what you do with it once it's done. Sweet corn and French beans. Oh, French beans. That's what I want to get next year again. I miss my French beans. I usually grow the yellow, as I said before, but I've always had a good harvest with the Cos Violette as well, which are the purple ones. Sweet corn, Mike's was beautiful. Mine got by the mice or the rats, whatever it was. But hey, you know what? They enjoyed it. Oh, you made lovely wedges with them. Good, good. I'm glad you've enjoyed them. Garlic, onions, and shallots. You're buying onion sets already, Debs. You know what? I've got to say, we've got some overwintering onions to go in, but because of the other big thing that's going on at the plant at the moment, they're just sitting there waiting to go. Robin sent me different types of seeds. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Well, is there any seeds forthcoming, Daniel? Calling you Daniel. More a wine colour. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. Onion seeds. Oh, you're already in there for the seeds, Stella. Right. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do onion sets again, I would think. Cherry tomatoes, scarlet runner beans. I think as well with, this is, I mean, we've been doing this for so long now. What we've both missed this year is we've got quite a few cherry tomatoes, quite a few large tomatoes, but no, just like, I want to make a salad, I'm going to pick a couple of tomatoes. You know, it's a case of chopping up something big or something small. So ground cherries, though. Okay, yes, I think Ali from My Rusty Garden sent me some ground cherry seeds. Again, a few years ago. Is there another name for them? Aunt something. I'm pretty sure that Aunt Molly's. Aunt Molly's. Is it Aunt Molly's ground cherry? And I think it was at the same time I grew the Cape gooseberries. And I was sort of getting the two of them a bit mixed up when they were young, but I'm not sure. But yes, you brought them back into my mind. Oh, the hummingbirds, Nancy. What an absolute treat that must be. Ground cherries. Okay, so you're getting a couple of plants each year. Sets and seeds, big thing you associate. No, I am. No, I will tell you in a minute, actually, Joe. Maybe if you'd watched last week's video, go back and have a little look when this is finished. Oh, Debs is on the. You better get your pen out, Danny. Debs is on the smoked paprika seeds in the line as well. Okay. Yeah, Joe, we've got the big, new to us, greenhouse that we thought would be really, really straightforward to do. And to an extent it is, but it is one of those things that is weather dependent because there's no way you can do the groundwork when it's been raining. And of course, we've had this insane rain this week. And you can't paint outdoors in the rain, and you can't put glass in a greenhouse in the rain. So we've been trying to get as much as we can done. And to be honest, I've still got paint all over me. I've been up there till about 5:45 tonight painting, hoping that Sunday's video is we're going to be able to show a before and after. But it's all very weather dependent on tomorrow, whether we get it done or not. But I'd like to. I'm so excited about it. I'm really excited. I'm not going to say any more about it. You'll have to watch the video. So, yeah, I'm not used to plugging my own videos. I can't do it, but it's good. Okay, what new tomato are you trying next year? Now, you see, I've said I'm not going to try anything new. I'm going to stick with the old favourites. But now I've heard about Nagina. I don't know. That sounds like a good one. Lotus. Right, let's get my little pen. Tomatoes, Lotus and Nagina. Right, a radish is in the way. You could make that into a pen, couldn't you? Okay, Lotus and Nagina. Excuse me while I write these down. Their recommendations. Okay. Real seeds are a Welsh variety of Cape gooseberries. Oh, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, Danny. You're so secret. Okay, a glut of beefsteak tomatoes. Okay, what sort, Steve? What? I mean, isn't it great? You know, sometimes we look at things and think, oh, goodness, it's like the apples at the minute. Oh, goodness. But aren't we lucky? Aren't we lucky that we are able to say you know, we've got a glut of something. When you see, I'm not going to get started, but we are very, very privileged. Yeah, that really doesn't help, Danny. That doesn't help at all. Karen, just like tomatillos. That's where I was getting mixed up. So tomatillos are like ground cherries. Yes. I think that's it. Only I was sent the Cape gooseberry at the same time. And I think maybe I don't know how I got them mixed up. But if they self-seed, they sound good. I mean, the things I have tried this year are the what do you call it? What do you call it? Come on, AD, what do you call it? The lovely things that Claire gave us. There was the lovely thing with the mashra, the root that has got like the nasturtium type leaves. It's been quite slow, but again, it's been very dry. And there's also they've got like clover style leaves. They are beautiful. They're like little tubers. Come on, Danny, you know what they are. Ocker. Thank you. Thanks, Sadie. Ocker. They, again, beautiful plants, but I've grown them all in a raised bed and again, just dried out so quickly. And that's a learning curve for me because I'm used to growing in beds, like edged beds and no dig beds, but actually the raised beds, especially the wooden ones, have dried out really quickly this year, but then everything has. So, Karen, we were talking before with Bear about what you can grow where you are, and they were saying that they couldn't grow apples, but yeah, peaches and can't remember what the other one was. Peaches and something else, which just sounded incredible. We do need to appreciate our harvests. Yeah, I know. If I was a farmer this year, I would be very worried about pricing because, you know, what they've had to use in water, where it's just crazy. Burlesque. I've heard of those, Steve. It's another one for my look, I'm making a little list here. Burlesque. Yes, I have heard of them. In fact, have I grown those this year? I might actually have some of those in the polytunnel. I know I was sent seeds from quite a few places, and I've got a notebook somewhere with the names in. But Burlesque, I can't remember picking one yet. But like I say, my tomatoes, they were planted in plenty of time this year, but they just haven't come. So ochre on the go, ochre. Yes, I haven't tried them yet, Stella. I don't know what they'll be like. So sunflower seed harvest was awful. Really? 90% didn't germinate. Everyone's having the same problem with sunflowers over there. Is there any reason for that, Karen? Has it been the weather? What's the weather been like in your zone? I could put the list. In the description. That's a great idea, Stella. Yeah, because I haven't grown your standard yellow sunflowers this year. I've grown a variety. I think it's called Garnet, and it's the multi-flowered one. But again, just hasn't come great. They're sort of maybe 6 foot tall with very small flowers. So as soon as wetter than normal, okay. As soon as they have basically lost their petals, I'm leaving some for the birds. I'm giving some to the chickens. The chickens absolutely love them. It's interesting, Karen, isn't it? So you've had wetter than normal weather and you're having certain issues, and we've had drier than normal, which brings other issues, you know. And however much we might try and prepare, last year was so wet here in the UK, so damp. And so this year we didn't think we'd have to prepare for the heat and the dry levels. Who knows what it's going to be next year? You know, we just don't know. We just sort of got to be ready for every eventuality, but that's what keeps us going. Yeah, the red sunflowers are lovely. I know Danny has grown some white sunflowers, slightly shorter ones this year, which are beautiful. I really like those. Cedar, please, Danny. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, really, really lovely. Our chickens do, but in fact, it's interesting you say that. Bluebell, who is the great big bluey grey powder puffy one, she will run after you as soon as she sees you picking a sunflower head. She is like front of the queue. She is straight there, and she'll hop up and down all the way back to her coop until I always break it open for them, but break it open for them a little bit and just scrape the top bit off. And she's in there, whereas the others come and have a little peck and then they go off and have something else. But Bluebell absolutely loves them. But the Italian white sunflowers, yeah, they look lovely, Danny, really do. Yeah, Karen, it's interesting, isn't it? But you do sort of think as well, like we've been saying this year, it's so dry, we just need rain, we just need rain. And then this last week, we have had flash floods. And of course, because the ground is so hard, it's not soaking in as well. And yeah, you do find yourself thinking, oh, like I'm saying, oh, it's going to be a little bit drier. It's going to be a little bit drier because, you know, I need to paint the greenhouse. I need to do this, that, and the other. We're never happy, are we? Yeah, pumpkin seeds are great for the chickens. I haven't got them any though. Oh, actually, the great big blue Guatemalan squash. We could go taking the seeds out of that. Yeah, we could do that. Anyway, it is 8 o'clock on a Friday evening. Has anybody got anything really exciting about their garden that they want to share with us? Anything before we go that you'd like to sort of, a good wormer for chickens. Oh, okay. Thanks for that, Danny. It's good to know though, isn't it? You know, what are you already starting to think? I'm looking at my list. What are you thinking about for next year? I know we are only in September, but we have already seen people saying they've ordered their onion sets, and that we're looking at things that we're going to grow next year. So what is it? Can you think of something? Are you tempted to do something different in your garden? Are you tempted to give up growing altogether? Do you want to grow more flowers? Do you want to grow more veg? Are you going to start using pesticides, or maybe stop using pesticides? What do you think? If you had to make one change from what you've done this year to what you're going to do next year, what would it be? I think for me, it's getting my watering system sorted properly. I should have done it by now. I have done it to an extent with the water butts, and I have got a soaker hose, that sort of thing. But I really need to get that sorted out properly. Have a little thing. Ah, Danny. Okay. Are you serious about that, Danny? Growing mushrooms? Because I have grown them from a kit, and I've got to say they were delicious. I did a bit of a, what do you call it? Not a slow-mo thing, the opposite. A speed, what do you call it? Where someone in the chat, help me. You are serious. Okay, I did one of those things, you know, a time lapse. That's it. A time lapse of the mushrooms in the box growing. Oh my goodness. It does make you think of aliens. It really is. It's really quite scary. But they were different again to shop bought mushrooms. They were really, really fantastic. Oh, Jenny said something that's fantastic. Let's see. Oh, I can't see what it is. Sorry, Jenny. I've missed it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying. Good for pigs as well. That's good to know, Joanne. See, all these natural things are good. They're good for us, and they're good for the animals as well. You're working on your fall garden, your autumn garden for this year, Karen? Or for next year? Are you going to do different things differently next year? You're given some pond plants. Oh, and look like they had eggs in them. I'm assuming you mean small eggs and not gravy chicken eggs. Well, how exciting. You might be joined by something else. Joe, you dug out your grow tent. Okay, to keep you occupied over the winter. Great. So you're going to be, yeah, I don't know how much gardening I'm going to be doing over the winter. I'm a bit fed up at the moment with it. So looking forward to a rest, but I know I'll get itchy fingers soon enough. Decrohoskro? How have I said that? I don't think I've said that right. Your giant pumping has reached 125 centimeters so far. So happy. I think is that a pumpkin? 125 centimeters, 4 foot. Oh my goodness, that is huge. Well done. Stella, every year I start with a journal. And then I started with a 5-year journal to stop me having to start with a journal every year. And then it always disappears at round about May. I've got everything up till May, January to May. I've logged everything for about 7 or 8 years, but I would always advocate that you do it. It's always worth doing. Time lapse, time lapse. There is a lag on this. Okay, so your fall greens are planted already. Okay. Okay. Yes, that's good. Purchasing a pest cover for your elevated on wheels bed. I think that's the way to go, isn't it? I remember when I started with the allotment, I was very much, I think we all have in our heads, just beautiful, if not rows of lovely veg and flowers and a lovely medley of colours and shapes and beautiful things. And you walk in and you flounce around and you may be wearing a straw hat. And then you see your first cabbage white butterflies and you know what they do. Pest covers is the way to go. Such a long growing season. We'll try shrooms outdoors next year. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, okay, Stella, so you've got fish. They'll soon like the eggs. Straw flowers. Yes. Now, who did I see here? Again, it was Claire over at the farmyard garden. She has got straw flowers in this year. I think JB does as well. And they swear by them. They look lovely. I did grow them again years ago. Might give them another go. That's what I love about this. You get ideas. Just when you think you're not going to do anything, you get ideas from other people. So thanks for that, Dunk. Oh, hyacinth, Steve. The smell. I've got odd ones in the garden that I've had bought as gifts. When you get them in the bowl, it's like one of my favorite things. That's really silly. In the supermarket in the spring, it's when you first start to see the hyacinth bowls coming, because that smell. I don't know which I prefer, that or the narcissi. The tete have got that. Is it the paper white? I know it's the tete. The smell of that is just like, right, okay, the season's here. Hyacinth are just incredible. But yeah, I always take them out again and put them in the garden. And sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. But fantastic. You're going to have a lovely display there, Steve. Tomatoes in December, Karen. Joe, is that true? Joe took the pumpkin to the vet to weigh on the pet scale so that it wouldn't fit on the bathroom scales. That sounds good. Yeah, what I found good, Stella, with the 5-year journal was you didn't have to pick up another book and look at what you were doing this time last year. It was on the same page, but I didn't keep it up. But in principle, it's a great idea. A lot more dahlias next year. Karen, I cannot big up dahlias enough. I'm a huge fan. This year, I am so disappointed because, again, like I was saying earlier with the tomatoes, you keep getting pictures coming up on your phone or your camera roll, this time last year. And I was picking armfuls of them. And this year, I've got 2 flowering. I've got loads coming, but only a couple actually flowering. So I'm hoping I'm going to have a really beautiful late season display of dahlias. They are just fantastic. Helichrysum silvery rose. Right, here we go, Adi. Helichrysum silvery rose. That sounds nice. That's a straw flower. Oh, is that a straw flower? Yes, straw flower. Straw flower. Okay, made a note of that. Oh, now kitchen garden grows. I've just said goodbye. Nice to have you here. Oh, right, Joe. Oh, did you do a short? Oh, I missed it. I love that. Okay. Oh, Jane, before you moved plots, you had GM flowers. Yes, I've still got them, but I haven't got them at the new plot, at my current plot. I've got them in the garden. They were beautiful, weren't they? I had them around the pond I've got at the moment is only tiny, but yeah, it was a very small pond, and I had GM around there, and I just love them. I love them. And again, they're one of those first vibrant coloured flowers. In the spring, we tend to get the whites and the blues and the yellows and the muted tones. And then we get like the hyacinths with the pinks coming in. And then the GM come in with the orange and the red, and you just think, wow. So yeah, I'm glad you've got those. Okay, yeah, that's lovely. Okay, Carrie, I'm so sorry. I'll tell you what you can catch up with really quickly. Let us know what's the worst thing you've had grow this year. Just pop it in the comments now and I'll have a little sip of wine. I've been replenished. My tea's gone and I've had a glass of wine. Let me know. I've got a terrible lag on this end on the chat, so it could take a little while. And yeah, anyone else? What are you looking forward to? I've had a few good ideas there. Carrots. Oh, okay. Now, you see, isn't it strange? Isn't it strange? My carrots have been patchy. Mike has grown the most fantastic carrots this year, honestly. And I can only think he put, because he's made new beds, not raised beds, but no dig beds, he put a whole load of freshly rotted manure, well rotted manure down. And you're not supposed to use it really, too fresh. You're not supposed to have soil too rich, are you, for carrots? But I tell you what, he's had some brilliant ones this year. So yeah, my Swede's not done too well either, Joe. So yeah. So will you grow them again? I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? We're all saying we won't grow certain things again, but I bet we do. We are coming up to the time of year, and I'm only saying this because it's dark now and it's only 8:10, but you can really feel that nip in the air at the moment. I love autumn. I absolutely love autumn. But it's proper hunkering down time. We actually had a fire on the other night just because it was a bit damp. This is the day we'd had the flash floods. And yeah, a few candles, a lit fire, a book, your notebook, pen, start planning for next year. Love it. Let's just see. Giant garlic. Brilliant, Stella. We love it. So many of your leeks have gone to blues before. Oh, right. Okay. So I wonder if maybe that's the weather. I don't know. Keep the flowers, though. Just keep them. I mean, they are beautiful. Leeks are just onions, garlic. They are just beautiful as flowers. But surely if they're not F1, maybe you could keep them and keep the seeds. That would be lovely. Lettuce, again, yeah, because it was so dry, it's so hot. And I think what a lot of people have suffered with, I'm having to say the UK again, because that's what's, been my issue, is because it's been so hot and so dry. What is happening is the plants are stressed, basically, and they're going to seed as quickly as they possibly can in order to reproduce. So where we're seeing all these amazing apple harvests and plum harvests and damsons and pears all over the place at the moment, it's very much we're benefiting from the poor old tree thinking, help, everything's dying, I better get these out quick, I haven't got enough water. So it sort of adds a different perspective, doesn't it, really? So yeah, save the leek seeds. That'd be good. Okay, I am going to have to get going. I thought this was only going to go on till 8 o'clock. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to be really, really cheeky and ask you if you could just give me a thumbs up. I've got no idea how many people have watched. I've got none of the analytics in front of me at all. It's been enough to try and keep up with the chat. But I'm so pleased. I will be doing another one of these the first Friday of next month. So keep an eye out for that. I'll try and get the links sorted out properly. 9 people watched. Thank you, Danny. One of them's Mike, one of them's Anna, one of them's Steve, one of them's you, one of them's me. So yeah, but if you could, before you go, I'd be really, really grateful if you could give me a thumbs up and keep an eye out for Sunday's video, because I am hoping, and it really is down to the wire with this one, I'm hoping that we'll be able to show you a little bit of a before and after. So thank you. Thanks so much and have a great weekend. Okay, see you soon. Bye for now.